Tonight, we remember our friend and beloved colleague, Jon Shirek, a journalist who set the gold standard here at our newsroom for 43 years. Jon was generous, he was kind, and above all, he was a true storyteller.
That's right. Caitlin Ross is looking back on his remarkable career and the legacy of love that he's leaving behind.
A walk through Piedmont Park or a quiet morning along an ocean beach, Jon Shirek wrote, would make for a perfect day. But really, he said, a perfect day is doing what I love most, trying to see a little clearer into the hopes, triumphs, and needs of our community. For 43 years in Atlanta, he did just that.
And then you're off to get the story.
Known as the poet of 11Alive, his words weren't just scripts, they were soul.
As if home was reaching out to bring him home.
He wove together the quiet beauty of everyday life in Atlanta for nearly 50 years. In a suit and tie, no matter the weather, Jon chased truth, accountability, and the closest gas station selling peanut butter M&Ms.
In one of the most powerful expressions of love and farewell, there were no words, no hymns, no prayers.
Jon's stories were filled with heart and humanity.
So a proud mother has all around her now the embrace of grateful neighbors.
He once wrote he was trying to offer some inspiration and always, always trying to make my best better for them, the people whose lives he honored with his work and his words.
In his final years, John Lewis, the old lion at the height of his powers,
let us vote,
was at heart still the 20-year-old freedom fighter.
11Alive was his home for more than 4 decades, where he gave voice to everyone in our community.
This night would forever be about what a dear friend has been giving them, a gift they'll take with them the rest of their lives.
The work he did, it was never about himself.
If you know that you've done such a good job that they don't notice you, they notice the story, then you can feel like you've succeeded.
He covered every story with the same dignity, grace, and unwavering respect.
They left the church with the brisk breeze at their backs, and leading them her legacy. Not only how much she was loved, but how much she loved from a heart bigger than her 96 years could hold.
After half a century in journalism, Jon wrote of his retirement, "I knew I was going to say goodbye, with a smile and a grateful heart to the career I have loved." That love, the love Jon poured into every story, every word, and every life he touched, will live on. As he signs off one final time.
In Atlanta, Jon Shirek, 11Alive News.
Well, you know, our news director said today that grief is the final act of love. And I think we are all grieving today because we all love Jon so much.
Yeah.
And Caitlin, it was such a beautiful tribute to watch. And I know you guys have worked with Jon a lot longer than I have, but I said this in the floor. If you knew him for 5 minutes or 20 years, he treated you the same.
Exactly right. I'm so glad you did that story. You captured him so well, and just the fact that his nickname was the poet, and just the voice that he had, and his humility, and the fact that he did this for so long, and still, right before he retired, he didn't have to do this, but he was the guy at 11 o'clock at night a lot of times standing out in the middle on the side of a road doing a live report after working that many years. But he chose to be a general assignment reporter to come and tell those important stories every day.
And I think what's telling as well is so many 11Alive alum sharing their love for Jon Shirek online, and I'm grateful that we all had an opportunity to do that when he retired. But also, I heard from someone who did a story with Jon, and he was just talking about what a difference him doing that story made and how kind he was, and that really was the way that Jon was with everyone he met out in the field, all of us here at the station, and anyone who came across him. So he really is a light, and hopefully all of us can take that with us going forward.
Absolutely.